A broken go-to-market strategy is like driving a Ferrari with no steering wheel. Sure, it's loud, it's fast, and looks incredible from the outside, but inside you have absolutely no control, and a crash is inevitable. Most founders don't even recognize the crash before they're already pulling themselves out of the fire. My name is Morgan Von Drew, and I've spent the last 10 years running the full gambit from seed round startup all the way to international enterprise giants, where my campaigns have been responsible for upwards of $1.3 billion in revenue, and I am here to put you back on the road. Today, we're not just tweaking your marketing campaigns or refreshing your messaging. We're stripping your go-to-market down to the foundation and rebuilding every single function from marketing to sales and your product. So that way, every single unit pulls in the same direction. Chapter 1, the breakdown of why your go-to-market is failing. You start with energy, a vision, a deck that your investors love. The market claps and early adopters buy. Then there's a slow fade. Your pipeline thins and your CAC climbs. Deals that once closed in 30 days are now taking 90 or vanish entirely. This is a silent go-to-market death spiral, and too many founders are stuck in this vicious loop. It happens because you're no longer in tune with the real-world market needs, because a strategy that you built 6 months ago is no longer in tune with the buyer reality today. Starting with one of the biggest is having broad or outdated segmentation, because you're spending all of your time talking to the market as a whole rather than the slice that's actually going to buy today. It's like a billboard in a desert. It's visible, but it's useless. Nobody that matters is going to see it. One that I try to break down as often as possible in any new organization that I come to are silos between sales and marketing. These teams should be talking daily. Something that I see way too often is that the marketing team will be chasing MQL volume while the sales team is begging for more quality conversions. If there's no shared scoreboard, then there's not going to be a shared victory. So get that right and make sure that everybody is moving in the concerted effort, and that marketing knows the types of leads that they need to be delivering to sales for that to turn into a closed-won situation. And third would be still buyer personas. If you're still pitching last year's pain points while your competitors are speaking to today's, then your message misses before it even lands. The hard truth here is that it's not about bad ads or weak sales reps. It's about system level management. And unless you fix that, every single new dollar bill will underperform the last. Chapter 2 is about the fixes that you must take care of now, or else the entire house will come down. First up would be to sharpen your segmentation. You're not just selling to everybody, you're selling to that 10% of the market that feels your pain right now and are ready to do something about it. You want to use behavioral data, not just the firmographics, to slice your target. You want to eliminate anybody outside of your sweet spot, even if it hurts your total addressable market. Perfect your segment first, become a category king, and then expand outward. Number 2, you want to unite marketing, sales, and product. Having a cross-functional leader, somebody like a product marketing manager who will touch all of these departments and make sure that everybody's making a concerted effort forward, is absolutely pivotal to your organization. This means that you don't want to have separate kingdoms anymore. You want to have one scoreboard, one set of metrics, and same meetings. Now, they don't have to be in every single meeting together, but you should have at least one meeting a week where the leaders of these departments are communicating, getting on the same page, and making sure that they're moving towards the same or similar KPIs. When these teams share oxygen, feedback loops happen, and you get to accelerate when the waste starts to disappear. Last year would be to refresh your buyer personas. The personas that you made during your initial run are not sacred. They can be changed. It's okay. I give you permission. They're living documents. You want to interview real buyers every quarter, especially the ones who didn't close, to find out why and what you could have done to move them over the edge of a buying decision. Then you can go ahead and adapt your product roadmap accordingly to serve them in the future. Even better, when you do finally build those things, you can go back to the people that you didn't close on because they're already warm and they already know your name. So once you've stopped with the internal bleeding, you can actually start rebuilding the muscle. Chapter 3 doubles down on this notion. It's about rebuilding precision and elevating your go-to-market to the next level. So we shift away from the stop loss phase and into the building a competitive advantage phase. There are 3 primary ways that you can do this. So that would be messaging clarity, channel optimization, and cross-functional collaboration. The first words your buyer hears should answer the unspoken question, Why should I even care about this right now? Cut the jargon, cut the fluff, and lean with the pain that you solve, not teach how you built it. Nobody cares what's going on in the back end. What they care about is how much time and money and frustration is this going to save me today? And you want to start optimizing the channels. So you don't need 10 mediocre channels. You need 2 to 3 that work like oxygen tanks. Drop what's flat. Double down on what's compounding. So make it impossible for silos to survive in your organization. You want to create rituals, weekly pipeline reviews, shared dashboards where sales, marketing, and product all feed each other's momentum instead of starving it. This doesn't mean just adding a whole bunch of extra meetings. It means making sure that there is shared documentation that everybody is using as a source of truth so they know that we're all moving this way. Not that sales is moving that way, that marketing is moving that way, and product just wants to stand still. A well-tuned go-to-market doesn't just create a whole bunch of handoffs. What it does is it feels like a relay team that never drops the baton to begin with. They're all running together. Chapter 4 is data-driven refinement. And these are really just boiling down on the metrics that matter most. So say all the time, you cannot fix what you cannot see. And most founders track too little, far too late. I don't know if it's because they're scared of realizing their own failures, or if they don't want to be held accountable one way or the other. If you can celebrate your wins, you can also sure as shit be honest and transparent about your losses. Just because you took an L doesn't mean it's the end of the road. It's only an L if you didn't learn something from it. So measure everything that you possibly can, learn as much as you humanly can, and then optimize accordingly. Your go-to-market dashboard should focus on the following metrics. Of course, the first, and you've heard this from everyone, would be your customer acquisition cost or your CAC. If it's climbing without your LTV climbing faster than that, then you're bleeding. Even if your LTV is technically higher than your CAC right now, you want to be ballooning the distance between the two as aggressively as possible. Next would be your funnel conversion rate. So you want to track your tofu, your mofu, your bofu, top, middle, and bottom of funnel drop-offs separately. Each stage has a different fix and different types of content and different types of solutions that you want to be delivering to them. Next would be retention and churn. So if you're replacing customers faster than you keep them, then go-to-market isn't really your only problem. It's your product market fit that's bleeding out. Next would be retention and churn. So if you're not replacing customers faster than you're keeping them, then your go-to-market isn't really your only problem. It's your product market fit that's causing you to bleed out. The core discipline to learn here is that you want to act on all of this data immediately. Every month that you delay is just compounding damage to the wound. Chapter 5 is how to scale smart, evolve, automate, and globalize efficiently. A go-to-market strategy just isn't a set and forget it type operation. It is a living, breathing system. The moment you lock it and walk away, the decay starts to set in rapidly. Some ways to avoid this is automation and AI tools. So automate lead scoring, follow-ups, and qualification. Use AI to service trends faster than your competitors can even blink. This isn't about replacing humans. It's about arming them with tools to do their job faster and more efficiently. You want to have an agile go-to-market, so be able to pivot on a dime. Every quarter, you want to run experiments on messaging, on offers, on channels, and keep only what outperforms everything else. It's okay to kill your darlings. The winners become your new baseline. And then third, you want to create some sort of international expansion. When you're ready, expansion is not just a copy and paste motion. Each market has a different type of buyer psychology, channels, or triggers. You want to localize your go-to-market, otherwise you're just going to be an expensive tourist. A broken go-to-market doesn't just kill you fast. It kills you slow, and that's way worse. You end up leading to missed quarters, bloated CAC, talent attrition, and investor doubt, which will make it harder for you to get your next funding round. Fixing this means committing to constant evolution across your messaging, your metrics, and your markets. The founders who do that don't just recover, but they turn a go-to-market into a moat competitors just can't cross. When your go-to-market is dialed in, growth isn't really a grind, it's gravity. If this was helpful for you at all, please go ahead and give me a like, comment, and ring that subscribe button as this is a new channel. Feel free to share it with any of the founders or CXOs, executives, people that are starting companies. This is useful for anyone. I mean, I talk mostly about AI and tech startups. However, I mean, you could be starting your own Etsy store and using a lot of these same lessons here. So feel free to go ahead and share this around. And as always, I will send 2 videos up top. As we wait for that, please feel free to go on to dippity.digital/blog. And there are hundreds of free pieces of content there that walk through absolutely everything you could possibly need to know about scaling your startup. All right. See you in the next one.